I'm really crying. Like, can you see my eyes? Onions, man. I'm crying because of the onions. No one has beaten me. So ready. Oh, I don't know whether you can see it. Mama. Mama. Beans, well fried, looking like beef. Yeah, washuali. I don't want to lie to you, but it's been a moment since you last saw me on your screens. Things have not been as good as they were supposed to be. My computer crashed, and for 2 weeks I wasn't able to use it, and I had to fix it, and it really needed a lot of money, of which I want to thank my brother and a friend, and also a great YouTuber, one of my favorite storytellers, Fishmonger Stories. Check on his YouTube channel. He's called Fishmonger Stories. You would appreciate his work because he's a good person. He tells stories and he encourages us. He gives us tips on how to live in this world happily and peacefully, and at the end of the day, to be successful. Make sure you go check onto his YouTube channel. He's the one who helped me fix my computer. It needed a graphics card because the softwares that were being installed couldn't work there anymore. The ones that were there before expired, and things were so messy and so tough for me. But then I'm glad my computer is back up and ready, and though some things are still not yet done with it, because I have to continue installing all the softwares and make sure that they're compatible with the graphics card, and you see the Windows against do what, and many other things that I don't need to involve you. But then that is all that I have to do. Right now I'm thinking of just getting out of this house, because my friend, let me tell you something if you don't know. In Kenya right now, things are not so good. With COVID-19 rising each and every day, they call it third wave. Many people are falling sick. Hospital beds are so full, ICU beds all occupied, and people are dying right now because they cannot afford to buy oxygen, which is so unfortunate. If you, by any chance, are still alive and still breathing, appreciate God for that life. So now I've been indoors for the longest time. I want to walk out here. I want to go see if I can find something meaningful to do with my life, because I cannot continue staying in this house. Let me tell you something. When you watch Kenyan news right now, we have 5 counties that are on lockdown, and locking these counties means locking the whole country, because they're the major towns of the country, Kenya. And me being in Nairobi, we are under an indefinite lockdown. We don't know when it will come to an end. And I'm telling you, things are not so easy, because the government has locked the counties. Let me say, he has just locked the nation. And every other thing is constant. Tax is still up there. Food is up there. Nothing has reduced. Everything is expensive. Transport is very expensive. Everything seems unaffordable. You're like, how are we going to survive in this world? And we have to pay bills. We have to pay house rents. Business is now even the worst. This is the worst time to do even business, because nobody is buying anything. Yeah, no one wants to spend money at this time, because why would you think of even buying clothes right now when you don't know what you'll eat tomorrow, or you don't know how you'll pay your house tomorrow? My friend, things are so tough. People have lost their jobs. It's so difficult, and to make matters worse is that by 8 a.m. you have to be home. Very difficult, because they call it curfew. Aish. Man, people are suffering out here. I've tried talking to a few people and everyone is complaining. Like, no business. People in the cloth industry are not selling. Entertainment industry cannot work right now. Production industry, nothing is working out. It's only God who's giving us life and strength to push on and carry on, to step onto the next day. But let's trust on God that everything shall be fine. Let's walk out here. Let's see what out here has for us. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. Don't watch my videos without subscribing. You're making a very big mistake or offense. You might end up being arrested for not subscribing to my YouTube channel. So subscribe now and turn on that notification bell to always receive alerts of every video we do upload in our YouTube channel. Let's get going. I'm gonna ride my bicycle. time right now is in the evening. It's it's actually 4 p.m. past 4 p.m. Traffic is so crazy in this road because people are getting out of work, people are headed home. You know, for some good reason I knew I was lost. I've come all the way from Rounda, they call it Rounda, because it's a roundabout that connects to different places. So right now I'm headed to Allsops, towards the Allsops, but right in front of me, just a few meters, I should be able to be branching along Babadogo route. So I'm not yet lost, but for some time I thought I was lost, and I had to inquire from some people along the road to ask them whether I was on the right track. Yo, it's a highway, as you can all see, very, very busy. Let's get going. As you can all notice, I've managed to get to right. I know you're struggling to see it because I'm also struggling to see it, but I'm on the right track. If I am to speak the truth, then let me tell you, I got lost long time ago. But I'm using my Google map to actually help me find directions. I'm still in Babadogo, but I'm on my way to Lucky Sama. So hopefully I hope to get there. It's kind of tricky with the cars, motorcycles, bicycles everywhere. So finally, guys, I arrived where I was going to. This was the place. This was the destination. Rabi production. So I'm finally here, and I'm trying to have a feel of how it feels like to be a producer in a foreign studio. So that is where I am right now, and I'm so happy that this place, oh my god, it really looks beautiful. It took me 1 hour to ride from Umoja all the way to Lakisama, and it's quite a beautiful place. Guys, if you are a musician or you want to be a musician, this is the studio to come do your music audio production. Come, just come the way you are. We will help you take off that hidden talent in you. Wow. So guys, I'm back like I never left. I'm back after a few hours. I'm back. So I've taken 1 hour all the way from Lakisama to back to the house in Umoja. So it has been a bumpy ride, but very good, and I've loved it. And I've just arrived now, actually 5 minutes ago. All that I've done since I came is go to the toilet and ease in myself because I was so much pressed, you know. So it's almost curfew time. The time right now is 7:30 p.m. Curfew starts at 8 p.m. and I've just arrived right now. The house is kind of still in a mess. As you see, the utensils are scattered everywhere. Everything seems messy and dirty because I left the house without cleaning them. On my way back, I decided to buy some food, and I want to show you. Sometimes when you stay alone, it becomes a little bit tricky when it comes to food. So what I bought is, these are chapatis already made. They are hot. they're very good. I love them because they're lifesavers. They come handy when you are too lazy to cook. So I'm gonna take them with some beans. This is yellow beans. It's already cooked, so all I have to do is just to fry it. Then I also bought the ingredients that I'm gonna use. So here I have dania. This is what is the name? Pilipili hoho. This is kitungu, onions, and then these are tomatoes for making bean stew. So I'm gonna have a supper of chapati and bean stew. I'm so glad that you guys have come along with me. So as I'll be cooking, I'll also be washing utensils, and then I will have to edit the video for you to watch it the following day. So guys, it's very true that life has changed. Things have changed so much, and the Nairobi we see today, or the one that we hear about today, is not the one that we knew yesterday. Life has become so difficult and unbearable, but we are gonna make it through God's grace. So I don't know, I was just opening my computer here, as you see, so that I can actually start transferring these documents so that I can edit this video tonight. So I don't know, I hope you've loved it. Where I went, actually, maybe you don't understand. I went to visit one of my spiritual fathers, somebody who held my hand when I was struggling with life back in the year 2016, yes. And by God's grace, it has been so good. So what can I give this? I don't like. Let me call it lucky. Summer. So he has a studio, audio recording studio, and that is where I had actually gone. I went to visit him. It wasn't planned. Like, he was even surprised to see me. I didn't plan to go visit him, but you know, we live in a world where people just plan things anyhow. So I just went to visit him, and everything went well for me there while I was with him. So right now I'm back home. This is my GoPro. I was using this camera, the GoPro, to record footage on the road, or road footage as I was moving around, because it's more stable and more clear when it comes to, you know. All right. I'm so grateful while using this computer, because if only you know how I was struggling. The past 2 weeks I couldn't record a video at all because my computer had crashed. Can you believe it? My computer crashed and it couldn't work completely, and I was really worried about it. But today I'm grateful that it can work again. So thank you so much to my brother George Otieno, who is also a YouTuber, a very good one. You should check out on his channel. His name is Fishmonger Stories. He's a very, very creative and good storyteller of our times. You know, storytelling was mostly associated with the older community, the older generation, our grandparents. They were so good at telling stories. But I'm grateful when we meet young people like George, who can tell the stories of you know, our cultures, tradition, Africa at large. And the way he brings out his stories is so lovely, so great, so amazing. If you haven't watched his video, I don't know what are you really waiting. Make sure you go click his link and watch his channel. So as these things are actually importing, I'm importing from the camera to, how do we call it, from the camera all the way to the computer. Then I will later edit them. I can go to the kitchen and also prepare other things. Let me loosen up because I've just arrived and sometimes this place gets so messy, but I thought here was okay. Here can really get messy at times because when you stay alone, these are some of the challenges we go through. Cleaning is very difficult, but I'm not saying I'm lazy. It's just cleaning that is difficult, but we are clean people. Yo. So I'm back home, back to the gear. So let me try cleaning this kitchen. You see there it's dirty, see how it's messy? Everything is everywhere. So I think I'm gonna cook beans. As the beans is cooking, I'll be trying to clear up this sink. This is the sink of a lazy person, but if we are not lazy, it's only the problem is that we are, boys, cleaning becomes a little bit tricky in most cases for us, but yo. So I'm just trying to wash this small container so that I can pack the food, this ugali that is left here. I have this ugali that I ate during lunchtime with some bogas, sukuma wiki. So I don't want to throw it. I don't love throwing food. The times are so tough. Here you should learn to reuse the little things that you have. Alright, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm cleaning it because I want to preserve that ugali that is left. Yo. It can help. We normally reuse food in Kenya, and that is the good thing about it. If you have a fridge, you can actually just go store it. See how it looks like? This is how it looks like. So this is the remaining food. This ugali is so big I can't throw it. So the good thing about staying alone is that when cooking I make extra food that I can use for 2 meals. It's really good for me. Let me do this quickly. I don't know whether you can see. So what's happening right now, guys, is that I want to cook beans, and beans. This is too big. I can use this one. This is better. It's just beans 1 cup, and it looks like I'm gonna cook for, So let me put it here because this place is so small. So I'll cut my onions, but I think I had onions. I don't know why I've bought more. Do you know why cooking here in Nairobi is tricky? Because the foods in Nairobi, you don't know how they've been made or how they've been preserved. Yeah, you really have to wash them clean. Like for example, these beans, if you want to diarrhea, okay, make a mistake of eating it without washing. Because they cook with so many bad chemicals, and I don't know what, they call them magadi. So magadi can really make you diarrhea. Magadi helps the beans cook quickly. When you're cooking beans on jiko, sometimes you might have to cook it for so many hours, but to reduce the hours, then you'll be forced to add some things inside, like they call them nini. What do they call them? Magadi. Hey, what's wrong with this housefly? So magadi helps the beans cook very fast, but it reacts with other people. Like for example, if I eat it that way, it's gonna mess me up. So I don't want to be in that situation. I will use that, and so this is garlic. I hope you guys are more boring. I hope I'm not boring. If I'm boring, do let me know. So I'm now gonna cut onions. Am I the only one who sheds tears while cutting onions? Hey man, this thing is not a joke. So I'm gonna use some garlic, half of it. This beans is not much. So when I was checking the internet, people gave me clues of actually preparing this garlic, onions, but I'll just use my method that I'm used to. So once I've done this, I will just grate them, and then I set my pan so they can start cooking. I don't think if I'm gonna show you all this process because it's of no need actually. I'm really crying. Like, can you see my eyes? Onions, man. I'm crying because of the onions. No one has beaten me. So the next step is to grate them. Is don't know, grate or grate, whatever. I don't know. I was sleeping when they were teaching pronunciation. So I do this. Then I do this. So my people, as I was telling you, things have changed. Out here is not the same. Everyone is crying. Everybody. Like, if you're not crying, I don't know which world are you living in. Maybe you are a thief. But there are those people who are appreciating COVID-19. It worked well for them, and there are those people who are literally crying. Like, they can't take it anymore. Houses are being closed. You see, like, today is 6th. Yesterday, 5th was the deadline of paying rent in Nairobi, especially most houses. People pay rent by 5th. So if you haven't paid your rent by 5th, then it becomes very tricky because your door can be locked any time, any moment. So you really have to work hard in all angles. I have to wash all my ingredients well. So I'm washing my tomatoes. I don't know whether it's called coriander, whatever it is. Let me just use the names that I'm used to. If I start using those English names, I will end up lying to you, and then I will be called liar, of which I don't want. So this oil is good, so it's time to finish it. So my oil is just over. I have to start budgeting for another one on time. My onions shall cook for some time before I add the garlic. So I don't want to bore you. Let me show you the food once the food is ready. I hope you are enjoying this video up to now.
5 minutes later.
Whoa, guys, my food is so ready. Oh, I don't know whether you can see it. Mama. Beans, well fried, looking like beef. Yeah, surely. This is the best way to survive in Nairobi. Sometimes you long to eat for those good things like beef, meat, chicken. But if you can't afford them, then you have to create your own happiness. And how? The same ingredients that I used to cook meat are the same ingredients that I will use to cook whatever thing that I have. And in this case, I had beans. Let me just serve because the hunger that I have right now. Then nitamwaga beans on top. I will pour beans on top. Cut and pour. Mama. So once I have my food this way, I will serve beans. drop like this. Nadiol. Now I am oloring. This is what it means to olo. To olo means is pour. Pour. So I'm pouring beans and soup so that it can balance well. Yeah, well. It is fine. It's fine. I didn't put too much soup as I usually do. This time around I was very careful. I can cook so well, but when it comes to adding soup, my country people, are you seeing what I'm seeing? My country people, are you seeing what I'm seeing? That is beans and chapati. So guys, I believe you've enjoyed watching this video from the start to the end, because I've also enjoyed shooting it for you. Let me go out to my office where I normally work and edit. I have a long day and a long night. It's 8:10 right now. It's so crazy out there. So I'm so glad that you guys have watched this video with me from the start to the end. Right now it's time to eat. Mama, it's time to eat. I don't want to tell you how the food is, because some people have not even had something to put on their stomach, but I'm so grateful that God has provided for me. And every day when I pray, I tell God, remember that person who doesn't have food to eat. Father, provide for them too, so that they might eat and also live to see tomorrow. Let nobody die of hunger. And you who's watching me, I want to encourage you that it's not over. Even if you feel like where you are right now is not where you're supposed to be, like you are on the wall, don't mind. Everyone is there. But then pick yourself up. Don't cry too much. Just get up, get out there, go seek, and you shall find. That is what the Bible says. If you look for, you shall find. So God also blesses the work of our hands. When God wants to bless you and is looking at you and is wondering, like, what can I bless in you? If you don't have a job, you don't have anything that you're doing, it just goes back with his own blessing. So make sure you get something to do. It doesn't have to be classy. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be an office job. Just get any job, anything that you do to put food on the table, do it. The Bible says, he who does not work should not eat. So if you don't work, you're not supposed to eat. But then God says, if you work, he will bless that work of your hand. However small it is, he will bless the work of your hands. So without wasting much time, let me eat my food as you subscribe to watch more videos. Comment down below. Let me know how are you dealing with this COVID-19. How has life been after so many time? I'm glad that I'm back again, and thank you so much, George, for bringing me back. And I believe we are on the right path. Until next time, always work hard and be nice to people. This is Devance Empire. End of discussion.